A number of people have contacted me recently asking me what I think the effect of what seems to be a downturn in the United States real estate market will have on our local market in San Miguel. And of course, this is just my opinion, and you should take it with, 2 grains of salt. But uh, we have had strong downturns in the past. We did after the 2008 and 9 real estate crisis. There are a few things that are more postponable than buying a home in Mexico. But we do see a fantastic level of interest, whether it's agents who are being contacted by people throughout the US, whether it's our civil list Facebook pages where an enormous number of people are writing and asking questions. By all the indices that we have, this is the highest level of requests for information and people talking about coming to live here that we have ever had. And as I've mentioned in previous videos, there is essentially no financing on home purchases here. Occasionally, a seller will provide some sort of financing, and that is seldom more than 1 to 3 years. So this is really a cash market. The market in the U.S. is apparently a good bit stronger than it was in 2007. There are far fewer adjustable rate mortgages, and there's a great deal of equity that is available to be tapped in home equity loans. So with my clients, and I think this is pretty much general for all agents in this community, the clients come in 2 categories. One is people who have sold their home, often at fantastically appreciated rate, who come here then to buy a house, and then the others are often people who have home equity loans, and they can just simply write a check and buy a home here whenever they're ready to do that. So for sure, some things are going to change as interest rates climb in the U.S. If that seems to be the assumption of everyone, and we start to have 5 and 6 and 7 and maybe higher percent mortgages, prices will for sure turn down. Already, there's an affordability crisis in virtually every major American city, and so that will only grow worse as the interest rates rise, and the way that is dealt with is that the prices fall because people just cannot afford to buy the same house at a 7% mortgage that they can with a 3% mortgage. So this is going to change. This is likely to be a multi-year process. It may be 5 years before interest rates reach their peak. It may be 5 or more years before the stock market reaches its bottom. So that there's going to be a whole reshuffling of asset values really throughout the world, but most prominently in the U.S. as interest rates change, because the value of every kind of asset is to one degree or the other a function of interest rates. So I believe that we will continue to do well here because this is such an inexpensive place to live. I mean, I know a number of people who pay $2,000 or more a month in property taxes in Texas. Well, you can live here on $2,000 a month. So even if their house was at one time worth $1 million and they can only sell it for 800, it will still be very, very compelling to come and live here. And over the 20 years that I've been here, all of the various support structures and services that exist for the expat community have just burgeoned to an almost unbelievable level. I mean, you can find what is it, red? Oh well, I forget. You can find all kinds of specialty products here that were absolutely impossible to even think about 20 years ago. There are plenty of attorneys and private individuals who do all of the things that help you get your driver's license. If you are over 60, you can get an INAPAM card, which will cut your property taxes significantly and also cut your bus tickets and all kinds of other things. And so, for someone who is at a relatively early age, and I am 67, and it's very possible that I will live 30 more years, and so I am very happy that I will not be paying property taxes in Texas during these years, because look what the last 30 years has looked like in terms of increases in costs and so on. So I think we while people may not have as much money floating around to buy, we have a more compelling case if the United States and Canada have higher taxes and higher inflation and so forth. And we also are, surrounded by very, very productive agricultural areas. So an enormous amount of our food is fresh and comes within it's grown within 100 miles of here. So some of these issues about the breathtaking prices of diesel for trucks. I mean, I saw somewhere that it costs $1,500 US to fill up an 18-wheeler, which I find sort of hard to believe, but nonetheless is really stunning if, you live in Chicago and you get your lettuce from the Central Valley in California. This is really going to be a problem. So we have an awful lot of reasons that our cost of living will stay low, regardless of what happens in the rest of the world. So the most important thing is really that you find you fit here, and I am playing with the idea of making a video to try to identify the people who should not come here. Patience. If you have no patience, you should not come here. But I'm sure there are other things that I can come up with. But at any rate, our market is strong. I should, within the next few weeks, have the numbers for the first half of the year. How many properties sold, at what levels, how much less than the offering price, and so on. But we have a full active market. And we have certainly not seen any indication of the interest rates in the U.S. affecting our market as of this date. That may be different a year from now, but for right now, that's where we are. And I think between the quality of lifestyle that we offer, I mean, I do not have an air conditioner or a heater. I do have 2 fireplaces, and I do have heaters in the bathroom, but I have never turned them on. So if you think of what the fuel costs, if you live in Massachusetts or Illinois or Dallas or Phoenix, what you pay at various times for heating and cooling, that is removed from my budget for the rest of my life, as far as we can tell. And so all of these things really are very, very powerful incentives to move here. And so this is just my opinion, but I think we will see a regular number of people coming here, and you may wish to come. I strongly encourage that you come for at least a month to live here, but you may also want to come and rent for a year or two to see if it's a fit for you, because apparently in many of these markets in the U.S., the rental market is so tight that you can get a fantastic price on your home there. So you may want to rent your home for, your home in Los Angeles for $5,000 a month or $8,000 a month, and come and find a perfect house here for 2 and see how that fits for you for a couple of years, or whatever, whatever mix of that makes sense to you. So we feel good about the future. We've had downturns before. I'm sure we'll have them again. But I think the bottom line is that it's so much cheaper to live here in comparison to every urban area in the United States and Canada, that more people may come because they have to, but people will still keep coming. So I hope you will be one of them, and thank you for your time and listening to me. And please like, share, and subscribe. My name is Ben Petrie. I'm a real estate agent here, and I'm delighted to work with you in whatever way fits you. So thank you for your time and enjoy life.